All right, so hey there, Fashion Magazine. Welcome to Fashion Radio Podcast. With us today, we have Chloe Chaidez. How do you pronounce your last name? Chaidez?
Chaidez.
Chaidez, of Kitten, the band. Welcome. Woo! This is such a treat for us. We're so excited. This girl is super talented, amazing. She was last year in Rolling Stones magazine, 20 Best Pop Albums of 2016.
You were number 17.
Number 17 of 20, yeah. So tell me really quick, how old are you?
22.
You're 22. When did you start the music journey? And maybe if you want to get a little...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been singing.
Okay.
But I feel like everyone sings when they're...
It's true.
Everyone kind of just always singing.
Especially in the shower.
Yeah. But, yeah, I played bass when I was 10. That's kind of
wow.
I started doing music at that age. And then I started Kitten when I was around 15.
You were 15.
Yeah.
Okay, so at that age, did you know that this was what you wanted to do? Like, you know, when you're young, sometimes it's like, oh, when I'm old, I'm going to do this. When I'm older, I'm going to be a this. Did you already know that you wanted to do this?
Yeah. It's always been something that I wanted to do. Yeah. I kind of, when I was younger, I was pretty set on it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you start your band?
Well, I had like my dad helped me with kind of a kid band. Like, we were all really young. We would cover like David Bowie and like Guns N' Roses, a lot of like classic rock stuff, but then a lot of new sort of alternative music.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's kind of how I got a sense of songwriting and structure and all that. And then when I was 15, I met my now manager and collaborator, Chad, and we started writing songs, and yeah, it kind of just grew from there. And then I met the rest of the people in my band at that time, and yeah.
So why Kitten?
It just sounded classic, iconic to me, like Blondie or Prince or something that people would remember. Yeah, and it would look cool in a logo or something.
It does look cool, and it's got a cool sound. It just kind of falls nice off the tongue. It rolls nice, you know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I was telling Janae earlier. Hey, Janae.
Hey.
Good to have you back with us, girl. Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah. So I was telling Janae that I felt like your music. Now I haven't listened to everything, but like you definitely have an '80s vibe. Is that right? Would you say that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
You were saying you loved 80s music.
I love the
like,
80s. I do love Missing Persons, The Waitresses. I love
Dale Bosio.
Yeah.
So good.
So who were some of your influences from the 80s that kind of pointed you to who you are today?
I love Annie Lennox.
Oh, yeah. Eurythmics.
She's a big hero of mine. I love Brian Ferry.
Okay.
Roxy music. I love Dale Bosio, Missing Persons. Yeah, all that stuff. Like Avalon's probably in my top 3 favorite records, Roxy music.
All right.
So yeah, but I love like old synths and like Prophets and Junos and stuff like that. Yeah, I love the singers of that sort of time too. They put on such a cool character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very inspired by that.
So your journey, what has your journey been like from 15 to now you're 22? So what would you say, you know, some people I know that they're trying to make it in the industry, some people that I know who have great voices, are super talented, and still like trying to knock down the doors of music. Like, what was your journey like, or what did you do differently maybe?
Yeah, I mean, I still have a really long way to go in my head, you know what I mean? But that's very sweet, so thank you first and foremost.
Absolutely.
You know, that means a lot to me. But yeah, I guess just persistence, you know?
Persistence.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to feel inadequate, I guess, in like your performances as an artist or as a musician, whether it's in like what you're creating or where you're trying to get, you know? Like, I think as an artist, like, you don't really set realistic goals for yourself sometimes. You're just like, I want to be selling out arenas tomorrow. You know what I mean? And when you're not doing that, you get defeated. Or, you know what I mean? I mean, or some form of that, like this kind of crazy dream. So I think just not letting that like bog you down, like setting like realistic goals for yourself. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Like, and I think my manager was like a really good sort of mentor in that sense at a young age of like, okay, like when I first started, I I was playing open mics. I was like 14, and he was like, okay, if you do well at this open mic, the person who runs the open mic may even give you your own night, and that was a huge deal for me.
Wow,
So he's like, you have to be the best, and you'll get your own night. And I was like, okay. So so he gave me my own night because I really prepared for that one song that I had.
Right.
And then I played his birthday party, and someone from Hollywood Records was there. And then I went to a meeting, and they wanted to sign me like the next day.
Wow.
And that's kind of when Kitten really started.
Okay.
So I didn't end up signing to that. I ended up signing with Atlantic, but because I had that deal on the table.
Yeah.
So
and
I guess just
how
like
old were you when that happened?
I was 15.
15.
So I
wow.
guess just like setting realistic goals for yourself that you could like accomplish. Not to say I've even done that perfectly every time, but like that's what I try to do.
Sure.
But it also sounds like you didn't take any stage for granted either. Like,
ooh, I like that.
Even like an open mic night, your manager was like, "Bring it," and you're like, "Yes." It's not just like, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till I get to the big leagues." So
of course,
I'm gonna bring it now.
Yeah.
Every opportunity.
Yeah.
And you took those moments.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I think that's like true for life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's good.
No, I like
again,
that.
I'm doing it perfect. But yeah, like that's like a good mentality to like live by, I guess.
That's good.
Well, the whole principle of whatever your hand finds to do it with all your might.
Yeah.
And so even looking at you on stage, you know, we watched a video that Justin had attended a concert at the Roxy. Yeah, at the Roxy, and I just loved watching you perform because you're just so in it, you know, and it's like, wow, she's a great performer. Your voice is gorgeous, first of all, and then you write you write your songs as well, right?
Yeah.
So the talent is like a whole other. But you know, you get up on stage. I know a lot of musicians who maybe they write their own songwriters. When they get on stage, my mom is so cute because she'll be like, well, I don't really like it. I won't say the artist because I happen to like them. She goes, because he's kind of boring on stage. You know, so there's something about stage presence that you bring to the stage every time you
so sweet.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
it's just I want to go watch you in concert, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Jumping off of things into the crowd.
Yeah.
Totally fearless. I love it.
Yeah. Actually, I didn't know about that until today, and I'm like, oh god, that's so.
That was fun.
That's amazing.
All right. So you know, part of our magazine's heart is we just want every reader to know that everyone has been uniquely created and fashioned to do something specific.
Yeah.
And so what would you say, like, as a word of encouragement to somebody who they're like, I see myself, or I can envision myself doing this, but I don't know if I have what it takes. What would you say to that person to encourage them?
I actually didn't come up with this, but another magazine, Rookie Mag, this girl Tavi Jensen said this. Just to like, whatever it is, if it's like writing or designing or photography, just like do it and then judge it later. But like,
Oh, that's good.
put it on paper, put it on film, put it in a recording, and then worry about the rest later. You know what I mean? Just get it done, and then you'll move forward from there.
I love that.
I thought I was like, oh, that's really true.
Well, yeah, because I feel like what that does is, like, even if you're afraid, it doesn't matter because you're
you
doing
did
it.
Yeah, exactly.
You're doing it and you've done it.
Yeah.
So
And the more you keep doing it, the better it's probably going to get.
yeah.
You're going to work that muscle, you know, of whatever it is.
So talk to us about anything that's coming up.
I'm working on my album right now, like my second album.
Okay.
I'm going to be touring in May.
In May.
And, just also more touring in the summer. And yeah, so just like
Recording and touring. Speaking of recording, what inspires you to write? What you write?
It really depends. Like, I was in New York for a couple, like about 3 weeks recently, and like honestly, the people I was around really inspired me. You know, like we were writing together, and so they would show me something. Like I talked about that Lion King 2 song. He Lives in Me. They showed me, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. So I don't know, something like people's energy and like their sometimes their taste really, like, in the best way possible inspires you. You know.
Yeah. So while you're out on the road, because you do tour, what helps to keep you grounded?
Just like, I mean, you know, I try to like read the Bible as much as I can. And yeah, from like it's also really easy, I think, to go into like I don't know, just a cycle of like partying because it's so easy. There's always like beer in the dressing room, and everyone after the show wants to buy you shots. And so for me, like I just like don't touch any of it, and so that just keeps me really focused. Honestly,
wow, that's so good.
Like, and it wasn't always like that,
sure.
But at this point, it just because it's also tiring, and like as like I've been through a lot with my voice too. Like I've lost it during shows, and it's felt like such a nightmare. And a lot of that was just due to like my lifestyle, staying up all night and stuff. So you can't you just can't really be doing that, I guess, on the road. And it's really easy.
Yeah,
so I just don't do it at all. So that helps me stay grounded.
Gosh, well, I applaud you because you're stewarding your gift is what you're doing, and you're taking care of it, you know. And not everybody does that, especially in the in the industry that you're in.
Thank you.
So high five.
Thanks.
Good stuff. All right, so we look forward to a tour coming up from you in the near future.
Yeah.
And then where can we find you on social media?
Everything is pretty much at Kitten the Band.
At Kitten Band.
Yeah. Or kittentheband.com.
Kittenband.com.
Yeah.
All right.
On there, you said?
Kittentheband.com. Yeah.
Kitten. Okay, so kittentheband.com.
And then at Kitten the Band for everything else.
At Kitten the Band on social media.
Yeah.
All right. If you could leave with one message to our listeners, what would you say?
I'm going to say imagine.
Love it. Imagine.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it from Chloe. Imagine. And really, that speaks to several different areas in your life.
Yes.
So really, that's it. It's imagine.
Yeah.
All right, girl.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
squeezing us in because I know you're busy and in demand. But if you liked what you heard, please reach out to us, fashionedmagazine.com. You can find us on YouTube. Don't check us out on Snapchat because we ain't doing anything on there yet. Instagram and Facebook. And until next time, remember that you are created for something very amazing and specific. Don't sell yourself out. All right, till next time. Woo!